23 years old. I just want to do something with my life. I shouldn't be living like this.
You know, you start to wonder how long it's gonna be before she starts to think he's too much of a burden on me and she'll leave me.
Things don't always go as planned on my 600-pound life. Sometimes emotions explode, tempers flare, and situations spiral completely out of control. These moments shocked fans, stunned Dr. Now, and proved that not every journey can be tamed. Today, we're diving into the most out-of-control moments ever caught on my 600-pound life. This is Che's story. Che happens to be so fat that he feels like if he adds any more weight to his body, that could be the end of the line for him. Che is a 23-year-old guy who weighs about 597 pounds. He struggles every single day to do the most basic of things and hates himself for becoming this fat. He is constantly in pain, and even breathing feels like torture. Will he win his battle against obesity? I guess we'll see. Here is how his journey begins.
I hate my life. I'm so miserable. I hurt all the time.
I would honestly lose my mind if I had this much difficulty having my bath. Sadly, Che beats himself up every day, wondering why he allowed himself to become this big. He says his life feels like punishment for every bad decision he has ever made. The simple act of standing up from a chair takes everything out of him. He gasps for air, drenched in sweat, and it's clear he's fighting just to exist. It's heartbreaking to watch, but that's his everyday life.
I'm 23 years old, and I can hardly take care of myself anymore.
He did not just say his grandmother depends on him. How can she depend on him when he looks like a ball and can't even pick himself up from the couch? Wow, at least he knows that if he wants to be useful to her, he has to do better with himself. His grandmother loves him dearly, but even she can't hide the worry anymore. Watching someone you love slowly destroy themselves through food must be one of the hardest things to deal with.
I've always loved food. As far back as I can remember, food has always been there for me.
Of course he is hungry. That's the same behavior that got him to this size in the first place. What's devastating about Che's situation is the fact that he's just 23 years old. Even his grandmother says that she knows he's getting to a point where he won't be able to do anything for himself anymore. She's scared she might lose him sooner than expected. The truth is, if he doesn't make drastic changes soon, her worst fears could become reality.
I've always loved food. I had a very dark childhood. My mom and my stepdad, they would get drunk and they would take their frustrations out on me. My mother told me the only reason I was born was because the condom broke. That made me feel...
Ouch. That has got to be the most heartbreaking thing you could ever say to a child. I would hate myself if my mom ever said something like that to me. Che says that whenever his parents were angry at each other, they would always take it out on him. Growing up in that kind of toxic environment must have been horrible. It's no surprise he turned to food for comfort. It was the only thing that never shouted at him or made him feel small.
If I could do it over, I would have took him when he was born. Would have quit my job and raised him, and I'd have took him when he was born.
That's honestly very sad. Che says that his mom was arrested while he was young, and he had to move in with his grandparents. Sadly, they never really cared about what he was eating. Whatever he wanted, he got. If he asked for pizza, burgers, or ice cream, they gave it to him out of love. They didn't realize they were feeding his addiction. Fast forward to now, and he's paying the price, weighing over 600 pounds and struggling to stay alive every single day.
For months, I'll be so big that I can't go out anymore.
You got your lip?
Yeah, I'm gone. I hardly go out as it is.
I'm honestly surprised he can drive. Weighing over 600 pounds and looking like a giant ball, it's shocking that he can even fit into the car. But it makes perfect sense when he says he hates going out. People stare, whisper, and make comments that break him inside. The humiliation is too much to handle. He would rather stay home than deal with the constant judgment that comes from the outside world. It's honestly a painful way to live your life.
It's very difficult. If you're addicted to gambling, don't go to casinos.
I mean, it's a weird way to look at it, but he isn't wrong. Food addiction is way different from other addictions because food is something you actually need to survive. You can't just quit cold turkey like other addicts. But when the line between survival and obsession blurs, it becomes deadly. Che admits he's addicted, but the real question is whether he's ready to fight for his life before it's too late. Personally, I have my doubts.
Houston is 4 hours away.
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Don't worry, Che. Dr. Now is not going to chase you away. The only way that would happen is if you prove you can't lose some weight, and that would be devastating. He finally builds the courage to visit the doctor and promises to change his life for good. For the first time in a long while, he feels hopeful. It's clear that this journey won't be easy, but at least he's willing to try. That's the first big step.
And I'm scared I won't be able to do it.
Mr. Hillary, Shay?
This should be interesting. Wow. I knew I was close to 600 pounds.
He can't be serious. With all that eating, he's lucky he isn't over 600 pounds. Even I thought he weighed more than that, given how hard it was for him to fit into the car. It's surprising, honestly. But numbers aside, what matters now is how much effort he's willing to put in. If he keeps eating like he always has, no miracle will save him. Let's see what Dr. Now has to say about his condition and attitude toward food.
Have you tried to change your eating habit?
I have in the past, yes, I've tried off and on.
Dr. Now is not beating around the bush with Che at all. He tells him straight up that he's treating the surgery like a shortcut. Newsflash, it doesn't work that way. If Che wants to lose weight and live a healthy life, he's going to have to earn it. No one else can do it for him. He needs to start being accountable and stop hiding behind excuses. This is his last chance to turn things around before it's too late.
She will not get weight loss surgery.
I know I'm gonna have to change a lot of things about my diet.
Thank goodness he knows that. If he doesn't lose the weight soon, his health could go down the drain fast. Dr. Now wants him to lose 49 pounds in 2 months, which honestly sounds like an impossible task. But impossible or not, Che needs to prove to himself that he can do it. This is his make or break moment. He either changes his life for good or continues down a road that ends in complete destruction. The choice is his.
It's a lot and it's excruciating to go far.
It's just a little bit.
The only reason I'm willing to push through and do this.
Che seems determined to lose those 49 pounds. As he begins working out with his cousin, he realizes this journey isn't going to be easy. Every movement hurts, every step feels like a mile, and the cravings hit harder than ever. But despite the pain, he keeps pushing forward. For someone who's always turned to food for comfort, this is an entirely new experience. One filled with discipline, frustration, and hope. Maybe this time he'll finally get it right.
I'm really devastated right now. My grandma suffered a heart attack and there was nothing anybody could do about it.
That has to be devastating. I wouldn't want to be in Che's shoes right now. His biggest supporter, the one person who always acted like his mother, passes away. The loss crushes him completely. She was the one who believed he could do it, the one who cheered him on when everyone else doubted him. Now that she's gone, he's left with nothing but pain and emptiness. I really hope this doesn't make him spiral out of control.
God bless you. This will conclude our service.
I'm just so lost right now.
And just like that, he goes back to the only comfort he's ever known, food. It was almost expected, but still hard to watch. The grief, the loneliness, and the despair all come crashing down. And before long, he's eating his pain away again. You can already tell Dr. Now won't be happy about this setback. But then again, it's hard to blame him entirely. Grief can be cruel, and sometimes food feels like the only thing keeping you alive.
Achieve so many things. I wanted her to be there with me, but now all I have left is memories.
Someone please tell him this is not going to end well. Yes, he's grieving, but he's also putting his health on the line. It's been 4 months since his last visit to Dr. Now, and things are not looking good. He's been isolating himself, avoiding calls, and pretending everything's fine. Deep down, he knows he's slipping. The longer he hides, the harder it'll be to get back on track. He's running out of chances, and time is ticking fast.
I've hardly lost. I can't believe this. I thought I had done so much better.
So much better? Is he trying to be funny? It's like he's in denial about his situation. I'm surprised he hasn't gained even more weight with how much he's been eating. Thinking he's lost weight is pure delusion at this point. When he finally steps on the scale, reality hits him hard. The numbers don't lie, and I'm sure Dr. Now won't sugarcoat the truth. It's going to be a rough conversation, but it's one he desperately needs.
He's using stress and emotion as an excuse to eat.
Che is unbelievable right now. He's furious because Dr. Now told him the truth, that he's making excuses and not taking responsibility. Instead of accepting it, he storms off and says he's done with the program. It's both sad and frustrating to watch. He's letting his emotions control him again, just like before. It's like he's choosing failure over progress. Hopefully, once he cools off, he'll realize that giving up now would destroy everything he's worked for.
How are you feeling at this point?
Good.
Good. All right, we're gonna head on over here. We're gonna do...
I'm impressed by what I see. Looks like he didn't mean any of what he said earlier. He's back, and this time, he's putting in the work. Che starts focusing on his diet and pushing himself harder every single day. You can actually see the difference in his face and movement. For the first time in a long time, he's proud of himself. His grandmother would have been so proud of how far he's come on this tough journey.
Everything is riding on this way in.
That's crazy.
I can't believe how much I've lost.
Isn't that just beautiful to hear? After everything he's been through, the heartbreak, the loss, the pain, he finally makes it. Che puts in the effort, follows Dr. Now's plan, and earns his surgery approval. It's a long road ahead, but this is the biggest step he's ever taken toward freedom. Everyone around him is proud, and so are we. It's proof that even when life knocks you down, you can still fight your way back up.
It'll be a process, but right now the important thing is he's ready to start.
Destinee's story will leave you speechless. At over 600 pounds, this transgender woman lives every day in a body that feels more like a cage than a home. She fears that one day her own weight will completely trap her, ending her life too soon. Every morning is a fight between who she is and what her body allows her to be. But no matter how painful it gets, Destinee refuses to surrender. This journey could be her final chance, and she's ready to fight for survival.
To walk now. My mobility is really limited. I can only take maybe 5 steps. I'm out of breath.
Imagine being so heavy that even taking a bath turns into a terrifying experience. Destinee once got stuck in the bathtub, helpless and ashamed. Just 5 steps leave her breathless, her heart pounding like a drum in her chest. Each movement is agony. Each day, a new battle with her own body. She looks at her reflection, barely recognizing the person she's become. Yet somewhere inside, a quiet voice whispers that she deserves more than this pain, that she's still worth saving.
To give me peace of mind, knowing I have help if something does happen. Bring me a towel, please.
Thankfully, Destinee isn't alone in this nightmare. Her sister stands by her side, caring for her, helping her do things most people never think twice about, like getting dressed or preparing food. Without her, life would be unbearable. Still, even with support, the weight of it all feels crushing. How did things spiral so far out of control? How did food, once her comfort, become her prison? Every day she looks for answers, hoping one day the mirror will reflect her true self again.
Food is the only happiness I have in my life. It's my escape. And when I have something that tastes good in my mouth, all I care about is that I feel good.
Destinee's habits are destroying her, and deep down, she knows it. The endless eating, the late-night binges, they're slowly killing her. She admits that she's terrified of what might happen if she doesn't stop. The truth is brutal. She's hanging by a thread. One more year of this lifestyle, and her body might give out completely. It's heartbreaking to watch her fight a battle against herself. But what's even more tragic is that she knows she's running out of time to change.
That lifestyle caught up with her, and social services got involved. And all 3 of us ended up in foster care by the time I was 4. And my mom was forced to give up custody of us.
Her childhood holds the key to all this pain. When her father walked out, her world crumbled. Destinee, her mother, and her brothers were left to fend for themselves before landing in foster care. For a little girl, that kind of instability cuts deep. Food became her only comfort, the one thing that never abandoned her. Every bite quieted the sadness, even if just for a moment, but that relief came with a heavy price, one that would haunt her for years to come.
Around every couple months. But a couple years after I was put in foster care, my mama, she had to go to jail for a couple years.
As if things weren't hard enough, Destinee was eventually separated from her brothers, the only family she had left. Not being able to talk to her mother broke her heart even more. The loneliness was unbearable. Imagine losing everyone you love and still having to face the world alone. For Destinee, each day felt like punishment. She ate to fill the emptiness, but nothing ever truly worked. Despite the heartbreak, somewhere inside, she held on to the smallest flicker of hope.
The only thing I could trust to be there for me was food. So I just kept eating and gaining even faster. And by the time I was 15,
When she came out as gay, she thought it would be her liberation. Instead, it brought her more pain. The people she expected to stand by her turned their backs, leaving her more isolated than ever. That rejection cut deeper than any physical wound. With nowhere to turn, food became her refuge once again. Each pound added to her body felt like a layer of protection, but it was also a wall keeping her from the happiness she desperately longed for.
me and Anthony had gotten close as brothers while I lived with my mom. And so we had moved out on our own together.
Then came the final blow, losing her brother. The grief was unimaginable. He had been her anchor, her reason to keep going. Without him, the darkness swallowed her whole. Every breath felt heavy, every day unbearable. She tried to find comfort where she always had, in food, but it only deepened her sorrow. The loss shattered her completely. Yet somehow, buried beneath all the pain, a part of her still dreamed of finding peace one day.
One day. So we're staying in Houston for the night and then coming back. But it's still gonna be a lot for me. So I'm really nervous. And a lot of things are going through my head.
Even through the tears, Destinee finds the courage to fight for her life. She knows that if she doesn't act now, her story will end too soon. Visiting Dr. Now is her first real step toward change. It's terrifying. What if he rejects her for surgery? But deep down, she understands this might be her only chance to turn things around. With fear in her heart and hope in her eyes, she decides to take that brave first step.
But whatever happens, however much I weigh, I just hope I get the help I need today. And the only thing that really has me scared.
When Destinee meets Dr. Now, the reality hits her like a storm. She weighs over 600 pounds, and he wastes no time telling her how dangerous that is. His words sting, but they're exactly what she needs to hear. For once, someone isn't judging her. They're holding her accountable. That honesty lights a spark in her. She wants to prove to herself and to him that she's capable of change. But can she truly break the cycle that's controlled her for so long?
Dress. Because you're not giving me the impression you're very interested in losing weight.
Well, I do, but I have a lot of
Dr. Now's words are harsh but true. He tells Destinee that she's been through pain, yes, but her eating habits are out of control. If she doesn't stop, she'll die. That blunt truth shakes her to the core. It's a moment of reckoning. She realizes that her trauma can't be an excuse anymore. This is her life, and she has to fight for it. She leaves his office determined to try, no matter how impossible it seems.
Which is going to be eating 400 calories per meal, high protein, no carb diet.
Destinee confesses that she eats to escape her emotions. Sadness, stress, loneliness. It all leads her straight to food. Dr. Now tells her that real healing means facing her feelings, not feeding them. It's a painful truth to hear, but one she desperately needs. For the first time in years, she feels something shift inside. Maybe, just maybe, she can learn to face her pain without hiding behind a plate. This is her chance to finally take her life back.
And it's been hard to change all that and adapt, but I have been working at it, and I do feel like I'm making progress.
Slowly, things begin to change. Destinee starts eating better, more protein, fewer sweets. It's not easy, but she pushes through. She feels lighter, not just in her body, but in her spirit. Every healthy choice feels like a small victory, a promise to herself that she won't give up. Each day she stays committed is another day she proves she's stronger than her past. The progress is slow, but for Destinee, it's the first real sign of hope.
And whether or not I hit my goal, and then whether I get approved for weight loss surgery like I need. But I've worked so very hard.
But transformation isn't a straight line. She loses some weight, but not enough to qualify for surgery. The disappointment crushes her. After months of trying, she still feels stuck. Dr. Now's disappointment mirrors her own. Still, she refuses to give up. She knows what failure feels like, and she's not ready to live in it again. There's a fire in her now, a determination that even setbacks can't extinguish.
You're not showing me there is any real desire with you to put any effort into saving your life. So if you want to move forward, it's very simple.
Dr. Now gives her one last opportunity to prove she's ready, one final chance to show that she's serious about changing her life. If she fails, he's done trying. It's tough love, but it's the push she needs. This is her make or break moment, and Destinee knows it. She's tired of surviving. She wants to live. This time, she's not doing it out of fear, but out of pure, fierce determination.
Good, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
And whenever you're ready, you can go right on in and have a seat wherever you're most comfortable.
When she starts therapy, everything changes. For the first time, Destinee learns to confront her trauma instead of hiding behind food. The sessions are hard, but they open her eyes to the truth. She deserves love, even from herself. Slowly, she starts healing the emotional wounds that fueled her eating. It's not just about weight anymore. It's about reclaiming her identity and learning to exist without shame.
A little bit of teasing today. Get up, y'all. Just gonna do a little follow along down. This time we're gonna go up.
Her transformation is jaw-dropping. She walks taller, smiles brighter, and moves with confidence. The therapy didn't just change her mindset, it reignited her spirit. She's proud of herself for the first time in years. She's still on the journey, but now she believes she can finish it. Every step she takes feels like victory over everything that once broke her. This isn't just weight loss, it's rebirth.
Because it's so important. I get weight loss surgery today. If I don't, I'm going to end up eating myself to death. And that can't be how it all ends for me.
Destinee's progress shocks everyone. From over 600 pounds to where she is now, it's nothing short of a miracle. Dr. Now can't help but acknowledge how far she's come. She hasn't reached her final goal, but she's closer than ever. The strength, courage, and self-love she's gained mean more than any number on a scale. For the first time, she's living, not just surviving, and that's everything.
Right, okay. But if you don't lose weight, we're not gonna do your surgery. We're gonna cancel it, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
When Dr. Now smiles, so does Destinee. He tells her she's not finished yet. yet, but he believes she'll make it. The fight isn't over, but she's winning it, one small victory at a time. For a woman who once thought she'd never escape her body, this is everything. She's not the same person anymore. She's stronger, freer, and finally in control of her own life.
Getting a little nervous now that I'm going in, but I'm still mostly excited. This is a very important step for me because it's going to help me lose a lot more weight.
This is Chad's story. Now imagine your nickname being the 3000 Dean Machine. Crazy, right? That's exactly what everyone calls Chad. At over 600 pounds, he feels like the biggest loser in the world. He's a husband and a father, but his family treats him like an invalid. Every day feels like a painful reminder of how far he's fallen. He's trapped in a body that no longer listens to him. It's heartbreaking to see a man who once provided for his family now lose himself completely.
My life is pressing. I need help with just about everything.
You ready?
Yeah.
My wife has to take care of me and clean me because I can't do it.
That is honestly humiliating. When Chad first met his wife, he was around 500 pounds, and back then, his weight didn't seem like a big deal. He was strong, dependable, and full of life. Her kids became his kids, and together, they built something that felt solid. But somewhere along the way, everything changed. His health collapsed, and his marriage started to crumble. The man who once carried his family on his shoulders can barely carry himself anymore. That's truly painful to watch.
One day, I went to get up in the truck and I made up to the top step, and being the size I am, my left leg gave and I came out of the truck onto the ground.
That definitely gives us some perspective on how Chad ended up in this situation. But here's the good part. He's finally ready to make a change. He's decided to move to Houston and meet Dr. Now for help. Still, old habits die hard, and before that life-changing trip, Chad can't resist another massive plate of food. It's wild, but it's real. Watching him go all in on yet another meal just shows how deep his addiction runs. Change won't come easy, but at least he's trying to start somewhere.
I don't know why I can't stop.
And I feel like I'm working. There's a lot of days I wonder if this is a day where Aisha's had enough.
That has to be one of the hardest things for any parent to face, the thought of not being there for your kids. Sadly, that's the reality Chad is staring right in the face. His family is selling everything they own to move to Houston for his treatment, but packing up is chaos, and you can hear the frustration in Aisha's voice. She's exhausted, emotionally and physically. It's like watching hope clash with resentment. She's doing everything she can, but deep down, she's scared this move won't change anything.
But I have to try.
Sorry, Clay.
Sorry, just leave it, please. Oh my God.
It's not his fault. He just can't help as much as he like to.
You can already feel the resentment building in her tone. Aisha is tired of packing, tired of worrying, tired of carrying a man who won't stop eating. She admits that if this weight loss program doesn't work, their marriage might be over for good. Meanwhile, Chad throws a fit over not getting a second sandwich. Seriously? At this point, it's not just about food, it's about control. He's angry, defensive, and clearly in denial. It's painful to see how food has replaced love, patience, and understanding in their home.
Her and my daughter.
And they okay with that, or?
They're not okay with it. Problem is, if I don't get it.
Now, this is the part we've all been waiting for. After months of struggle, setbacks, and frustration, Chad finally pulls through. He does what many thought was impossible. He loses enough weight to get approved for surgery. It's an incredible moment. You can see the relief on his face and the pride in his wife's eyes. Despite all the chaos, he made it. For the first time in years, there's a spark of hope. He's finally ready to take back control of his life. Honestly, he deserves this win.
You lost 40 pounds exactly. Everyone did great.
Last time I came, you said I didn't qualify for the surgery at all.
Chad must feel like the happiest man alive right now. All he ever wanted was this moment, to be approved for surgery and get his life back. But just when things start to look up, disaster strikes. It turns out Chad has a more serious health issue that needs immediate attention. The excitement fades quickly as he's rushed in for another surgery. It's a terrifying twist in his journey, and you can see the fear in everyone's eyes. One wrong move, and everything he's fought for could disappear.
The swelling that need to be addressed, particularly in the area of the hookup of the stomach to intestine where the bypass is.
That surgery was no joke. It was intense, risky, and could have easily gone the other way. Thankfully, Chad made it through alive. Apparently, he'd been struggling to swallow, which kept him from taking his medication properly. Dr. Now stepped in just in time, fixing what could have ended his life. Now, Chad's routine looks completely different. Smaller portions, light movement, and strict follow-ups. He's finally learning what discipline feels like. It's tough, but he's determined to push through. This time, he's not letting his second chance go to waste.
Honey, would you like some soup? All right, love you. Aisha's sick today, so I'm trying to do everything. It's been years since I've taken care of the whole house. It's kind of nice to be able to do this